Hey y'all, happy Monday. We missed yesterday's meeting, but we're here and I hope everybody had a great weekend. I hope everyone had a wonderful Mother's Day and I hope you all are so far enjoying the start of a brand new week. Of course, we got to talk about our goals because, whoa, I'm going to look at that goal list and see exactly which goals, if any, did I actually meet? Um, and also, I may have to tweak some of the goals that I wanted to kind of be, you know, a little bit more long standing. So, we're going to talk about that a little bit. We're also going to, I'm working on a few things. So, this is also kind of like a work with me. So, I have these shirts that I need to make for the seniors for prom. And I made a batch last night. I have a batch to do today and my DTF printer is still down now. It did start printing some of the white, but of course it's not like what I want it to be. I do have some print heads coming, but it did start like I've been working on it, and so it's giving me like a nice little thin layer of white, but it's not enough for me. I could have printed this out still with the DTF printer because this batch is going on white shirts, but I'm just gonna do the sublimation hack. I have like all of this HTV Ronx sublimation vinyl. They really just need it for this week. So I'm going to go ahead and use this stuff up or as much as possible. And that's what we're going to do. So I'm cutting out vinyl and we're going to see how that's going to go. But that's it. Our topic. So you guys still have to leave me some topics for us to talk about when I come on. So that we can have an idea. But our topic today is how easy is it to look past differences, whether it's in any type of relationship, work relationships, with your kids, with friends, with significant others. Like, how easy is it to look past differences? Like, because, and this is really coming from a conversation I had with a coworker, and I pretty much don't care like anything that's going on with the kids. Not like don't care in a bad way. Like it's not going to prevent me from offering the services that I'm to provide at my fullest ability. But I realized today that even though in education we are supposed to be able to look past whatever the kids have going on and things like that, not everybody is able to. And I wanted to see. So just in general, we'll go in general about that. It was something else I wanted to say. So I just want you guys to know that this is just my opinion. Anything that I state after the last live, most of you guys kind of understood a little bit where I was coming from, but I did have a nice post that the poster deleted. I did not delete the post, but the poster did delete the post. But everything I say is definitely my opinion. I think before I talk about anything. So nothing that I say is just coming out of me randomly. So it's something that I thought about, something that I have paid attention to, things that I have noticed. And for the most part, I can always provide receipts if I say something. So this is not just me rambling. So I just wanted to say that. But hey, beautiful people. Hey, beautiful people, welcome in. And I also need to send out a few things. So we're going to see how much we can get done. Angel is coming on. Angel B is coming on. I'm not sure. Dims, is it going to be at 6:30? Angel is coming on. I'm not sure. Or 6:30 or 7 o'clock. But we definitely want to make sure that we head over to Angel if you guys want to. But that's where I'll be when she gets on. But let's see who's here. Hey, Dempsey Boo, welcome in. Hey, Nomi, welcome in. Hey, Tianda, welcome. Hey, Stacy. Hey, Miss Marissa. Hey, Karen. Hey, Whitney. So that's what we got going on. Y'all, when I tell you guys, these kids at the school, they are really putting me to work. I have some senior outfits for next year that I'm going to be working on. I think I'm going to work on them on the other channel. This, you know, this is not really, I need to work, but I also promised I was going to come on. And I kind of don't want to get off track with our goal discussion every week and just checking in with each other. I do plan on putting some content, some pre-recorded content on this channel. I just gotta record it, but I do plan on doing that. Oh, so I forgot who it was, of course, because we always talk a lot, but there was somebody who told me that I had to watch the 2020 on Friday night. Y'all know I'm going to watch it anyway. 2020 in Dateline, I'm going to watch it. But somebody told me that I had to watch the 2020 Friday night about the two girls that were, and a pastor was involved. So if y'all watch that, let me know so we can talk about that, because that was, and this kind of ties into our topic today, kind of ties into that a little bit, like as far as how easy is it for you to look past somebody's differences, because the person who was convicted of it, like his spouse, she is, you know, even though his story kept changing, and then finally he was like, you know, he had an encounter with her. That's why his DNA was there, and he was married at that time to that lady. She was just like, no, she's standing by him. So, hey, Donna, welcome in. Hey, Miss Merlando. Hey, girl. Hey, Jennifer. Hey, Mary. Hey, Ernie. Looking for some advice on getting a website domain, Crafty Fam. So I got my domain through WordPress, but there's definitely like GoDaddy. There's several other sites where you could purchase your domain from, but I just did all of mine through through WordPress. And I also use Google. So for my email, I use the Google Suite, and I'm able to have my email with Patrice at Craftful Things, or Patrice at Win Learn Love, or Patrice at I think it's customer service at Crafted Bling Box. I do think that's kind of, you know, I just like it. So I do purchase that. And so Google has their suite where you get access to like other business tools that you could use when you have that added on with your email. But I used WordPress. So if you're going to be doing like some people use Shopify, like people use different things. So it just depends, but I use WordPress. Some people use Wix. I find WordPress to be a little bit easier. Not necessarily easier, but it was just easier to just finish the whole setup process. I've been using WordPress since before I even started crafting online. I was using WordPress for a blog, my personal blog. So that's been maybe since like 2018-ish. Hey, Rondria, welcome. Hey, Miss Zelda Brown. Hey, Miss Tracy. Miss Tracy, did you take that twig back to the store? Miss Tracy was on her channel planting blueberry bushes. So I can't wait to see how that's going to look, because I do not have a green thumb at all. So I can't wait to see how that looks. She was just planting them on live. Hey, JB, welcome in. Hey, Vera. I'm in my embroidery phone. Joanne doesn't have it. Oh no, mine had tons of it, like tons. Hey, Miss Sandra, welcome in. But hey, everybody. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Ashita. Hey, Ashita. It's so good to see you. I hope all is well. Thank you for being here. Y'all know I'm always so far behind. I'm going to go 7. Thank you, Dempsey Boo. So it's going to be at 7. Okay. So we only have like 50 more minutes, but it's fine. Hey, Stacy Collins. Hey. No, it's Stacy. She did not go on last week on Monday, but she was on. She did say she has a thumbnail already up for tonight. So she will be on tonight. She will be on tonight. Y'all, I did. So I'm going to just cut this out first, and then I'll worry about cutting the rest of the vinyl out. I have to send a package out, a package or two out. So we're just going to cut and talk. But I'm going to be productive. I don't know where Miss Sharon Davenport is, but I need to remain productive. Hey, DKC Crafts. Oh, Tiana, so you watched it on Hulu. Nomi, you watched it too. Okay. So I'm going to scroll down so we can start talking. Oh my goodness. She totally took Ride or Die to a whole new level. Because, okay, so I don't want to spoil it in case anybody plans on going to actually watch it. Like if Dateline in 2020 is your thing, like how it's mine, I don't want to spoil it for you if you didn't get a chance to watch it. So I'm just warning you now. If you haven't watched it, I'm going to be talking a little bit about it. Okay. But even if I talk about it now, trust me, you will want to go back and watch it. That's how intense it was. You will want to go back and watch it. So two girls going to a party. The one girl, you know, mom she seems like she's sheltered, and the mom, you know, never usually lets her out. They got lost going to a party. And we're going to tie this in with how easy is it to look past differences, because this is like a major difference. And so they got lost going to a party, and the girl called her mom because she was going to get back home, because guess what? It was going to be past her curfew. So she called her mama. I have my paper slicer right here, and I don't even know why I don't use the paper slicer. It's so weird. Look, y'all, it's right here. It doesn't make sense. So she called her mom, and she let her mom know, hey, mom, you know, we got lost. You know, it's already past their curfew, but they're going to come, you know, they're trying to find their way back. Okay. And of course, this was during the time when I think this was so long ago. I don't even know if there were like cell phones. They might have stopped. I don't remember getting that part of the story. But it was a while ago. Well, they pop up in their trunk, gone. Okay, they were looking for them. Of course, they didn't make it home. People were looking for them. They popped up. They didn't pop up. The car was found, and they were in their trunk. Two young girls, like 17 years old. So, hold on, let me scroll down. Thank you, Miss Tracy. All right, I'm going. Oh, they won't take it back. Oh, okay. You will take it back. I was about to say they won't take it back. Oh, Tiana, you got it. It's so good. All right, so let me just go back. So they're found, and it's not a good situation, right? So they're trying to find out who did it. They made like 2 arrests of people who they thought did it, and they did not, you know, they didn't do it. One guy they came across, he was saying how he picked somebody up, and, you know, this person that they picked up, you know, he dropped into the girls, so he got in their back seat, and that was kind of, but they thought it was him. It was just a little bit all over the place. Well, years and years and years and years later, like a lot of years later. How many years was it, y'all? Was it like 20 years later? Like maybe 20 years. The DNA test finally, like they were able to run the DNA test that was found on one of the girls, right? On or in one of the girls. They were able to find this DNA. Y'all, the DNA was to a pastor. Y'all don't want me to get started talking about these pastors, though, but I'm not going to talk about them because I have a few pastors who are wonderful subscribers. But let me just let y'all know, it was a pastor, and he was married. He was married at that time. He was like 25 years old. So when they bring him in, they're just bringing him in like, you know, they have some questions or whatever. And they bring him in, and they're asking him the question or whatever. But by this time, they already know because they've already ran the DNA, and they know that the DNA is, you know, this pastor's DNA, right? Because first he was denying even knowing, oh, I don't know who you're talking about, whatever the case is. It's not, I don't know. Why am I here? So one of the police officers finally was like, I think you know why you're here. I think you know why you're here. Well, y'all, they hit him with your DNA. We found your DNA. First, he was like, oh, I saw them and, I kind of remember. And then he started saying about how he didn't know them or whatever. Y'all, the man's wife was, she was supporting him because that night, as a truck driver, his car broke down. After all that happened, she actually took him back up to the gas station to get his broke down car. And he went home after all that stuff had happened. Well, his DNA was on the girl. So that's kind of how they knew it was him. So once he knew that the DNA was a match, like he knew that he could be placed at the scene, why he started changing his story. He started changing his story. He started saying how, he, the only thing he's guilty of is infidelity. And, he saw these girls. He's 17-year-old. Like, you guys have to watch it to know that this man was lying. These 17 years, he's acting like it was consensual. That's the only thing he's guilty of. After he had his encounter with the one girl, he went about his business. He left. On the stand, he had to kind of justify some things. So of course he kept lying, and he started saying how, that's the only thing, that's the reason why his DNA was there. I feel like he kind of only said that his DNA was there because of the fact, well, he kind of said that he had relations with the girl only because his DNA was there. Right? So Miss Sandra, I think he did it too. So he was convicted. He was convicted, but y'all, his wife, and I understand, like, see that, like, I understand, like, the whole concept of marriage, and, you guys are supposed to be there for each other, supporting through. I think it's through everything they say, but yeah, I can't do, I don't know, I can't do everything. I can't overlook a lot of things, and I think that's part of a problem. Like, in certain situations, I can overlook things, but in some stuff, I just cannot overlook. And so the wife was on TV. She was on TV, and she was just saying how, of course, these were two white girls and a black guy. So the people in the town, like, they were heavily divided, and they were like, they're trying to railroad this black guy. But why is his DNA there? Why is his DNA there? Why? Like, you can't justify why his DNA was there. And it wasn't just there. It wasn't just there. It wasn't DNA on a window where maybe he was talking to them and maybe a little bit of saliva got on the window because he was talking, and some people like talk and a little bit of splatter make it on the window. It wasn't because of that. That was not how his DNA got there. So I don't know. He's in jail. He's still proclaiming his innocence, and that the only thing he did with that girl that night, this is after these girls called the mom and told the mom that they were lost. The only thing that he is guilty of is infidelity, he said. That's the only thing he's guilty of, is infidelity. I mean, because you can't hide the fact that, you actually did that with the girl. So now let's go into, so I want you guys to watch it. Oh, Delonda. Go back. I'm not going back 17 minutes. So, y'all, so that's the thing. Like, how can you look past, can you look past differences? Can you look past differences? So, like I said earlier, like sometimes, oh God, y'all, next thing I think I'm going to share with you guys, like, once I find out all the details about the situation that happened with an incident around my school, I'm going to tell you guys about it. I just got to find out more details. I don't want to be over here telling you guys how, like, half stories and things like that. Like, we need to talk about it, because I'm just kind of brokenhearted over it. But looking past differences, how easy is it for you guys to look past differences? No matter what the situation is, what the relationship type is it easy for you to look past differences, or is it hard? I think for me, with the kids, it's easy for me to look past differences, and it's super easy. But in certain situations, like dealing with adults, I can't look past differences. And I know that's not always good. But I want to see, like, what your idea is. It like the kids, Students, sometimes it's hard. Like I can't look past the differences of the parents sometimes, but sometimes it's just like, but if you are to provide a service to somebody, like, are you going to turn away business because of differences? Or have you ever turned away business or turned down business because of differences? Let's look at it at that angle. Oh, look, Delonda, she's being a teacher today. Not easy at all, especially with adults. Especially with adults, it's so hard. It's so hard. So is disrespect involved? Not with the students. There was no disrespect with the students. In fact, this one student is the absolute nicest student. He's a little different. I absolutely love him. And I don't know if I could relate to people because I'm a little bit different too. So I don't know if I could relate to, I'm a lot different. Like I'm a lot weird. Taylor always tells me that. So I don't know if I could relate to him a little bit more because we have like some quirks, some similar differences. Like we just like, but he's so nice. But he does live a different lifestyle. And I feel like if you are in a position where your job is to help people, and that's your job, this is not something that's not your job, but it's your job, then you have to still be able to provide services to people that you may not actually care about. At least I think, like, or people who have a different lifestyle than you, right? So that's kind of what I think. Let's see what Delonda said. So Delonda said, it depends on how the difference impacts me. If there is no impact on me, I can look past differences and decide to opt out of relationship, friendship. Exactly. But what if it is a part of your job? Like, what if a part of your job, you're supposed to be accepting? Oh, okay. So we're going to look at it two ways. So what if it's a part of your job, right? And there's differences there. Now, the adults, I think, working in education, I can kind of, with the adults, I know how to keep my distance, right? We can still remain cordial. I can still be respectful, but I know how to keep my distance if it's, if you are not just like, if it's just not going to work. But with the kids or students, like, I don't really think that it's not that easy unless there is like disrespect involved. Like unless they're just, and even then, like I've had kids who've been disrespectful, and it has been very, very challenging. It has been very challenging to still continue to deal with them, to still be able to provide the services that you provide to the students that you absolutely adore and love, the ones who are nice to you, respectful to you. It is very, very hard to do that, but I do realize that that's a part of my job. Like that's what I signed up for. I didn't sign up to be misused and abused, but when I tell y'all this is a student that has not exhibited any type of negative type of behavior, he just has a different lifestyle. Just a different lifestyle. That's it. Let's see, Stacey. Let me tell you something. When we had a child that killed him in our school district, I was furious. We had to go out of everyone's way to keep educating. That's rough. Stacey, that is a rough place to be in. That is a rough place to be in. A very rough place to be in. If I can, once I get the whole details of what's what, and I can give you guys a brief synopsis of what happened this past weekend with a group of kids at my school and how their life is going to change. But I don't know how, that's really having to look past any type of circumstance, feelings. Like that's a lot. So Jennifer said, I really think it depends on the difference. Now, what if it's a difference as far as not necessarily saying lifestyle differences, right? Let's say, where's Miss Sharon Davenport to tell me to keep working? So not necessarily saying like, lifestyle differences that don't impact me, like Delonda said, lifestyle differences that don't impact me, I can be fine with that, right? But let's say if it's somebody who's disrespectful, I can see that. Like I've had kids will curse you out, things. Oh, the neighbor got their dog out. Why is that dog out? The lifestyle differences, no, but be like certain things, certain different practices that people may have, things like that. And then I would just kind of, you know, if you're always lying, if you are just deceitful, if you are not like a decent human, like if you are not, if we're sitting down and we're eating together in the break room, and somebody comes and they sit with us, and then you just give them straight attitude, like I probably would be like, yeah, that's not my cup of tea, because I'm gonna be like, hey, what you got for lunch today? You know, stuff like that. Like I'm not going to be. I can't deal with that. Like I'm not gonna like if you need my help, I may still help you, but we probably won't have lunch ever again together. Like that type of situation. Let's see, Andrea. I am married for 31 years and you know your spouse and when he's lying. Very true. Very, 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 very true. Very, very true. Living, it's just like your kids, right? With your kids, you kind of know, you know, you can kind of tell when something's wrong. I can look at Taylor and say, hey, you had a bad day today? Or what's wrong? Why do you have this look on your face? What happened? You know, like I can kind of tell, you know, those are cases where you're a little more intimate with, you know, people. Like those are more intimate relationships, right? So you can kind of read them a little bit. So even if they have differences, like this particular case where the husband, he was married to the wife and he did that stuff to those girls. Like he ended their whole existence and 2 17-year-olds, and then the wife is, you know, like how much do you take? I know like I can't take too much. I can't take too much. I'm gonna just let y'all know my ex was stealing from the church and I just couldn't do it. Like that was too much of a difference from what I believed in and what I thought and what he was doing for me to overlook it. Like I couldn't look past it. I couldn't be like it was okay. Like, you know, you say one thing, hey, this doesn't look right, like what's going on? But then to keep like it's some things like I can't. If it's going to impact like myself and my soul, I can't do it. Like what is the impact on my soul? Like that's what I need. That's my question. So does it cost me to compromise? Yep, that's Elena. Hey, Elena. Does it cost me to compromise my moral compass? Exactly, exactly. So I think that's where I kind of draw, like I kind of draw the line. I think that's where I will draw the line. Let's see. Do it anyway. Suck it up and do it anyway. Yes. And for you, for your circumstance that you had, that would be so hard for me. That would be so hard for me. It's like, okay, so even in the situation that I have, the kid, just a lifestyle difference, right? And my belief all the time is that if some of y'all may feel this way, some of y'all may not, but if I am following what God wants me to do, if I am allowing him to lead me where he wants me to be and what he wants me to do, then anytime I encounter somebody that is different from me, I just have to stay true to myself. I have to stay true to myself. I have to stay true to God. I have to stay true to who I am as a person, what I believe in, and my actions have to show that. Like my actions always have to show that. Now, does it happen all the time? No. It doesn't happen. It doesn't, you know, all the time. No. But when it doesn't, I have to know, okay, you got to reel yourself back in. You need to go have a moment alone. You might need to go talk to God about it, get your little mind right, because it's easy to get astray. But I always feel like if I am putting Jesus out there, if I am living the way that I'm supposed to be living, for the most part, if I am, then people will see that. That's the best example that you can be, right? So I feel like if I'm showing that example, that despite our differences, because there are clear differences, despite our differences, I'm going to love you anyway, because at the end of the day, that's what I'm instructed to do. I'm going to love you anyway. And I'm going to treat you no different than I'm going to treat somebody who is exactly like me. Like, where's the challenge in being kind or good to somebody who is exactly like you? There is no challenge in that. Like, I don't think you're going to get any bonus points for being good to somebody who is just like you. So I'm always I'm going to be the person, of course, like I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to overlook whatever differences we have at first, especially if it's not anything that's going to compromise my soul. Like, if it's not going to compromise my soul, because y'all, listen, it's been real hot here in South Florida lately, and I don't like the heat. So I need, if it's going to compromise my soul, then it has to go. So that's kind of my view on it. But if your job is as a service provider, and I do feel like teachers are service providers. Teachers are service providers. The only thing that I'm not going to get, like somebody got cursed out, a parent called and cursed somebody out, and it was bogus. If it wasn't bogus, I would have been like, girl, you need to get cursed out. I would have hung up on them. I would have hung up the phone on the parent. Because what you're not going to do, because I'm not going to curse you out, I'm not going to respond to you like that. So let's talk respectfully to each other, and then we can get some things accomplished. Nothing gets accomplished if somebody is on the phone yelling at you. It doesn't. It doesn't. So unless it was Sprint that time where I called and I yelled at them because they were doing too much. I did get a lot accomplished that day, but for the most part, no. I'm so far behind. I can't keep up with the chat. I'm 10 minutes behind. I always kept clear boundaries at work. I was not trying to be friends. We were co-workers. At the end of the day, yes. Yes, yes. So my issue with, and it's, I don't really have an issue with my coworker, because she's just like, she's gonna pray about it, but I can't deny a service to somebody just because I don't. Not that I don't like them. I don't like their lifestyle. Like, that's just no, that's not. It's not good. Hey, Dunzel, welcome in. Yeah, nobody likes when bad things happen. Stacey, you said the same thing that Delonda said. I'm not trying to be friends with too many people at work. Y'all know I have my core group that I hang. This person is not in my core group, because my core group would be ready to go off on her. Like, ready. Because we kind of have with the students, because of the type of school I work at, we kind of have like an open door policy with the kids. Like, if they need a safe haven to go to, even administration knows like the kids are welcome to come, in the class. If anything is going on, they're welcome. For the most part, that's why I'm always doing stuff for the students, because I generally do have a good relationship with the kids. And I know a lot of things that they want to do. A lot of them don't really have the funds to really do it. A lot of them live with their grandparents. Like, I have a lot of kids like that, or a lot of kids live with their aunties or things like that. So I do, like, I want them to have a good, time in school. And I do get more, I see where I can get them to do a lot more. So that's kind of how I feel. But hey, Paula D. Hey, Creative Kim. But it had to be done. It had to be done. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Everybody, yes, yes, yes. Because you're so right, because everything could be like, I've seen people where people have walked past them and sometimes you're not even really paying attention. And I try to pay attention, but you just don't pay attention, and that can be disrespectful. And dealing, like living here and dealing with so many different cultures, um, it's a little different. Like there's some cultures where this, like different students, they're not going to look you in your eye. So you're still telling them, hey, you need to look up, look me in the eye, and those sorts of things. And it's just a cultural thing where that's disrespectful for them to look an adult in the eye. And so just learning like different things like that, like it's a lot of things that are disrespectful. Hey, Karen D, something depends on the situation and the circumstance. Yes. Hey, Radiant Rose. Happy Monday. No worries, Miss Tracy. Ethics at the bottom line. That is the bottom line. That is the bottom line. So it's just like you going into, not that I think that the school system is like a hospital, right? I don't think that the school system is, actually I do. I kind of do think it's just as important, because we're dealing with kids and we're trying to help them discover what they want to be with their lives, do different things, be academically sound. So it is as important, right? But it's just like going to the hospital and you got that doctor or the nurse, and they see you coming in, and maybe it's somebody who's been living in their car, because guess what? Times are hard. And if y'all like the amount of money that rent is and mortgages right now, a lot of people are like, they're just gonna go live in their car, because it's ridiculous. It's not easy at all. But imagine going into the hospital, or maybe you have a different lifestyle, right? You go into the hospital and the doctor's like, oh, another doctor got to deal with this, because I can't deal with them. I can't deal with all that extra stuff. I can't deal with all of that. Imagine the wasted time that somebody's coming to you for help, and you can't look past what's in front of you. It does not impact you. It doesn't impact your soul. In fact, if you are following the same God that I follow, you're supposed to be loving everybody. You're supposed to be able to help everybody, because your example could be possibly drawing them closer to the kingdom. I'm going to say it like that. Okay? But I just don't understand. But imagine going into the doctor and the doctor's like, oh no, somebody else got to deal with that. I can't deal with him. I don't want to help him. And that's really the bottom line, is that you don't want to help. You don't want to help him because he doesn't look like what you want him to look like. No. And to think, like, we work with students who have special needs. We work with students who have learning disabilities. Like, why? I don't understand that. I don't understand that. But I do understand, like, in other cases, like, that's the thing. You need a new job. You need a new job. You need a new job. That's not a different status, a circumstance that he created that causes you to personally compromise yourself. Very true, Patricia. Very, very true. Very, very true. Hey, Martin. Hey, Lucille. Hey, Sharon Jordan. Let's see what Tasha's Creative Corner said. You don't have to agree with someone's lifestyle, but you should still treat others with respect and keep their dignity intact. Exactly. I can agree to disagree. If your choices have a direct effect on my life, safety, and moral compass, I have to seriously weigh it out. I was taught it was right, not was right. Exactly. Like, that's how I feel. Like, I may not agree with it. But God didn't, like, I still have to show you love. And once you take this job, like a teaching job, education, there's a lot of extra things that's on us that we have to be responsible for. And I just feel like as educators, like you have your code of ethics that you need to follow, right? And one of them is that if you sign up to teach, what if there was nobody else to take him in? So that means that this student is not going to get service because you just can't. Oh, I just can't. Yeah, no. Because you just can't. Like nothing in your heart. Like believe it or not, all of us have differences that somebody does not like. There's always something that somebody does not like about us. No matter how likable you might think you are, there's always going to be something. You're just going to rub somebody the wrong way. It's just going to be something, and you have to be okay with that, right? But to act like, oh, I'm perfect, and I just can't deal with that. I can't. Not a kid. 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 Hey, Danny, welcome in. Welcome. Yes. Yes. There are levels. There's levels, but what I've found a lot though, honestly, is that the parent can be. I'm telling y'all, the parent called to curse the teacher out today, and it's almost borderline bullying. Like I think it's a little bit of a bullying type of situation, but called and cursed the teacher out today. And the teacher has been trying to help the student. And it's not just me saying that, like I know that the teacher has been trying to help the student, but the parent is not really a present parent. So they're getting like a lot of back end information. So it's just like, and the parents be so disrespectful too. And we can't be like, oh, I want to deal with that kid because the parent's disrespectful. Now you can put in, do something and say, well, no, that parent can't call me anymore, or try to get the student out of the classroom, stuff like that. But it's abusive. It can be very, very abusive. Hey, Elevate Artistry. No worries. Just with me. Yep. Stacy. Listen, first of all, probably before I could get to the AP, the parents gonna already have called the AP because I'm just gonna hang up the phone. There's going to be a dial tone. There is going to be a dial tone. Like I have nothing to say because clearly you don't want to talk. Like if you're on the phone, you don't want to talk. So either they're going to come up to the school after I hang up the phone, or they're going to call the principal or the AP or even call the district. I don't care, but I don't have to stay on the phone with somebody who is. And that's why I told them, like, you didn't hang up. Oh, well, if I would have hung up, there would have been a big, it would have been worse. No, because now this parent thinks that they can talk to you like that. No, it's bad enough the kids be cursing the people out. Hey, Marta. Delonda, this is my Marta Lily. Marta H. I love Marta H too. But this is my Marta. Marta. Tasha, I'm an assistant principal and deal with this all the time. Parents coming in irate. Unless you're respectful, we will not have a conversation. It won't be productive. Exactly. It won't be productive. It will not. So I usually just like, that's why I said earlier, like anytime I'm going to talk or say something, like I actually think about it before I talk, because sometimes when we just talk off the top of our head, like the right thing doesn't come out. And it's okay. It's okay to take a step back. It's okay to, if you're in the heat of a moment and you just say, you know what, let me collect my thoughts at that time, it's okay. But to just go and say something, like most times you're going to say the wrong thing, and then you're going to say something that you haven't thought of. Like I like to think before I talk, but yeah. Yep. Exactly, Elena. Exactly. All right, y'all, let's go over our goals because Angel's going to come on at 7. She's coming on at 7, right? Let me check and see. And Miss Sharon isn't here, and y'all are not reminding me to keep working. Y'all are not reminding me to keep working. Y'all don't, Miss Sharon, be like, Patrice, get back to work. Get back to work now. Nope. But here I am, yapping away because that's what I do. Let's see where Angel is. Angel, what time is she coming on? Angel Boo. Angel. I think Dim said 7. I think she said 7. So we need to go over our goals first. Yep. In 12 minutes. So, but that's what I kind of wanted to touch. Like, how easy is it for you guys to look? So disrespect is definitely a no-go, right? Disrespect is a no. I can't deal with that. Disrespect, that's one thing. The only other thing, like, I can't think of anything else. I can deal with anybody who has like different religions. I can deal with people who have different sexual orientations. Like, I can deal with all of that. I can't deal with more so like if you're just super negative and every time I see you, like, you frowned up, like you are so frowned up that you're like, when somebody sees you and you smile, your smile looks like a frown. And there's people like that. Like they have like the, and they can't even smile. So that's also people like that, you know, I can say, hey, how you doing? You know, have a good day. But at that point, after that, I don't really have much left to give. People who are overly negative, I can't take people who are overly negative. Like every time they open their mouth, like if you come to them with an idea, like, hey, you know, I was thinking, you know, maybe I could go and, you know, jump on the clouds, right? I know you're not jumping on the clouds, but it could be. And they're like, girl, what you want to jump on those clouds for? You too heavy for that. You too heavy to be jumping in clouds. Like, why you want to jump on the clouds? Like, you might fall into some water doing that. You might come down like a raindrop, jumping through like people who are just negative for no reason. Like that's one that's hard to get, that I can't deal with. And somebody who just does something that is just morally against anything that I believe in, like, I could deal with you. I'm still going to be like, I still have to be the example the best way that I can. Not saying I'm a good example. Let me just put that out there. I'm just going to try to be the best example that I can, deal with you as I need to, right? I think anybody that crosses paths, like everything is already written down. Like everything that's going to happen, it's already out there to happen, right? So there may be a reason why you're encountering somebody. There may be a reason why somebody is crossing your path. And you may only have that opportunity to make some sort of impact on them, right? So I try to always think that way. Like even my kids, my students, like I know, like my kids who are graduating now, like I may never see them again. I know a few that I'm going to see because they're not going to let me get away that easy. But some of them I may not see ever again. So what type of impact did I make on them while I had the opportunity? Like, did I do the right thing? So that's kind of how I look at it. All right, y'all got to scroll down. I have to read the commentator. Wow. But that's what parents do. So like Delonda said she had a parent that changed her child's pediatrician because he told her that she was the problem for not teaching her child how to accept no for an answer. That's like, but the thing is that a lot of parents now, like a lot of people, not just parents, people in general, they don't take ownership for their actions or things that they could have prevented. And that's what they do. They'll leave. They will leave. They will leave. I had a parent who is a reading specialist, and she's like, oh, what are you guys going to do for my grandchild? Girl, you got all the tools there. What you doing? Like, you have all the tools. Like, you are a reading specialist. What are you going to do? Because your grandson is reading below grade level. Okay, yes, we can do what we need to do, but are you doing something else extra? Like, come on. What's happening? Like, y'all. Uh-uh. Exactly. Oh, there's Marta H. Hey, Delonda's Marta H. Delonda. So, okay, Barb isn't here today. So Barb isn't here. And so I usually have like my yearly and monthly goals, right? So now I've weaned it down to weekly goals. So last week or every week, Barb says, or for the past 2 or 3 weeks that we've been doing this, Barb has been telling me that she has her daily goals. And I keep telling her that I'm going to jump on the daily goal bandwagon because I find that it may be a little bit easier for me to stay on track with daily goals. It's not as overwhelming as the weekly goals. So I'm going to tell you guys know the goals that I had last week were: one, I was supposed to produce 2 long form videos for YouTube and still do my reels and shorts on TikTok and IG. At least one on TikTok, one on IG for the week, but do something I was going to try to do weekly. Y'all, I did not meet the goal of 2 long form YouTube videos. I didn't meet that at all. I did a reel. And then on TikTok, I don't even know if I did on TikTok. I don't even know. So that goal I did not meet. So I'm going to go back to, even though I did do 3 lives, actually I did 4. So 3 lives. I'm not going to count Sunday as a live. I did 3 lives, but y'all know that's not what I consider long form content. So I'm going to have to go back. I'm going to have that same goal. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go back to 1. So remember 2 weeks ago, I had just 1 goal, 1 video, long form video for YouTube. So I'm just going to go with 1 long form content video or 1 long form video for YouTube. And then I'm going to try to do for IG, I'm going to try to do at least 3 IG reels this week. They're a little bit easier to do, but I need to do that. I did not do any long form video this week, even though I have it recorded. I haven't edited anything. So I was supposed to get proper rest. Y'all, I didn't go to sleep at 10 o'clock any last week. Like none last week. So what I'm going to do is, and this was a suggestion from Miss Gail, she said to put the time at 11. Maybe 11 might be more realistic for me to be able to go to sleep by 11. So I'm going to say sleep by 11, which is good because last night I did not go to sleep before 10. And then tonight I will definitely be asleep by 11. But I had it at 4 nights a week. I'm just going to say sleep by 11, 3 nights a week, not 4 nights a week, because I need to kind of be a little more realistic. I be liking to do things in the middle of the night. So, yeah. All right, let me see what else I didn't make. My vitamins. I took my vitamins, y'all, all week. I took my vitamins all week. So, but I need to do that. So next week, maybe we'll try to work on a few daily goals because I do want to start doing my meal preps so that we could do that. Hang out with Tay, that occurred. Actually, the hangout with Tay, it was me doing her hair. And she never really wants me to do her hair anymore, but I had to do her hair for her. So that counted as our hangout session because we hung out, we watched a movie. So that was my hangout time with Tay. I had to do her hair, make my own meals at home. I did meet that goal. So that's a goal I met. So I thought I really didn't meet the more goals that I kind of prioritize. I feel like I didn't meet those. So I do need to focus on those. So I took my vitamins, I hung out with Tay, and I made my own meals at home. I did not eat out at all last week. I did not go sit down and eat any place. I did not go and do Uber Eats, DoorDash, anything like that. I didn't do that. This week I want to have the same goal, but I do know that I probably will eat out a little bit this week, only because there's like a lot of different things going on. Taylor's last day of school is on a Wednesday, so this is her last day of last days. And so I definitely plan on celebrating with her on Wednesday on her last day. Tonight was supposed to be her award ceremony. She's so sick. She's super, super, super sick. So hopefully she'll be feeling better by Wednesday so that we can celebrate her last day. So I do know that I do plan on eating out a little bit this week and next week, because next week is going to be graduation. So I do know that. So I don't really want to put that as a goal this week, and maybe we can revisit this, the eating at home, another time, or maybe in 2 weeks. But then it's going to be the end of the year, and y'all know the end of the year parties be really good. Okay, my Peloton, even 15 minutes. I forgot who told me to ride my Peloton for 15 minutes 3 times a week. I didn't even do that. I was so busy last week. I got to make time for things that are important. So I'm going to add Peloton back on here. And then I was supposed to list my embroidery patches on the website. I didn't do that either. So I'm going to take away the take vitamins because I'm kind of on a roll, even though I know I need to do that. So that just needs to be an overall goal. Hang out with Tay. I'm going to be hanging out with her a lot this week. Make my own meals at home. I'm going to take that off for now. But what I am going to add is, so far, this is what I have. And y'all tell me what your goals are. We have a few more minutes. Tell me what your goals are for this week. Or if you are like Barb and Delonda and you do daily goals, let me know what's your most important daily goal. So I have my one long form video on YouTube. If I do something more, that's going to be good. I'm trying to get back into the groove of things, guys. And then I'm going to do 3 IG reels and still like post pics and stuff like that. I want to be asleep by 11 p.m. 3 times a week, or 3 nights this week. Hanging out with Tay, that's not really a goal for this week. My Peloton, I do want to make sure I get on the Peloton, and I do want to list my embroidery patches on my website. And then I need to read a good book. So I love reading, and I haven't read a good book in maybe about 7 months. And I would literally read like 7 books a month, not even exaggerating. But I know that I have a lot of stuff that has kind of taken up my time. So I know that I'm not going to just be able to sit in a corner and read a book and just, not have anything else to do, because I have a lot of other things to do. So I just want to read. I want to get back and maybe find a good book to read for the month. So what are your goals? What's your goals before we get off? Because Angel will be on soon. You pushing them until later. Yes. That's what happened to me this week. That's what, Delonda, that is what happened to me this week. Even the Peloton, I was like, oh, I need to do it for 3 times a week. Okay, I'll do it. And then it was Sunday. The same thing for listing the embroidery patches. I was like, oh, I'll do it. I have until Saturday to do it. And then, but everything else kept coming up. So I need to kind of fine tune some things, because I do want to make sure that I get things that are important to me done. That's what I want. Oh my goodness, that is so true. That is so true. So true. That is so true. Thanks, Tiana. I'm gonna try to get some rest. Hey, Naomi. I did have some success, right? So I should celebrate my vitamin intake, hanging out with Tay, and not eating out. On the list, that's pretty much all I did. That's pretty much all I did. But I do feel like having the daily goals, I'll be able to be a little more specific, and I can actually have me like a schedule. I can do my schedule and just say, if I know that I'm going to be on live at 7:30, I can go ahead and hop on that Peloton at 6 o'clock for 15 to 30 minutes, get my exercise in, and then I can, as long as I'm prepared. But I do want to be a little more prepared. Like lately, I just kind of feel like I'm a little bit all over the place. So I'm starting to do the things that I used to do before. Like I need to write everything down. If I write everything down and create my checklist, I can go through and I can say, okay, I got that done, or I need to get that done. So that's kind of what I feel like I need to revert back to. I kind of let it get out of whack. And so I'm just kind of all over the place at this point. Hey, Bobby. Hey, everybody that came in that I did not see. Do I stay up later in the summer? Oh, I don't sleep in the summer. And I need to. The only time I sleep is if I'm gonna be on vacation. And then I'm up. I'm wide awake during the summer. It's so crazy. Like I went to my aunt's house yesterday for Mother's Day with my mom, my grandma, my whole family. And while I'm at her house, like I'm so sleepy. Like I was just like, oh my goodness, I'm so tired. You guys know how like tiredness just takes over your body. Like I'm just like so tired. I could not keep my eyes open. And y'all, I thought I was gonna come home because my mom drove me. Y'all know I don't like driving. My mom drove me over there. So I get home and I couldn't go to sleep. Like I was wide awake. Wide awake. Y'all saw me last night hopping on stools and stuff, stepping up to see that we create. I was not sleepy at all. It's the strangest thing. It's so strange. So when I'm home, I'm gonna be up. It's just I think it's just too much stuff around me. Nani, you did say 10 minutes. Nah, Donna. I'm gonna go on for 10 minutes. I tried doing it in the morning, like before work. That didn't work out. Like I'm gonna get on that Peloton tonight for 10 minutes. While Angel is on live, I'm gonna put all this stuff aside and then I'm gonna go and hop on for 10 minutes. So everybody, if you are into crafting, I know I have some people who are crafters here, some people who are not crafters here, some people who just come, to hang out. But if you are a crafter and you want to see Angel, another goal, writing down what I'm thankful. Karen D, that's good. That's something good to do every day. That's something good to do every day. Hey, Mare Bear, birthday girl week. So Donna, no, I haven't been having any sweet tea. Also, I had surgery like almost 3 months ago, and when I had the surgery, I have been unable. I had a hiatal hernia, and so it was kind of difficult for me to like keep things down and to eat. And so for the first few weeks after surgery, I was really mostly just drinking liquids. And I don't think I fully I think once I did that, I've just been on, well, since I had to do this, since I'm already here, like I might as well keep going. And so I've kind of just kept going. I eat food, but I still can't even eat like a lot of food. So my portions, I've been monitoring my portion sizes and also monitoring what I'm eating. So no fried fish, no fried shrimp. I'm a pescatarian, but I don't eat I haven't been eating any fried foods. I've been eating, trying to do a lot of protein, like eating my salmon, eating my crab legs. That's what I like a lot. I like shrimp. And I also eat vegan meat. So like plant-based meat, fake meat. I'll eat that. And then I have, I've been watching my carb intake and also my sugar. So no sweet tea. And even when my student brought me the sweet tea last week for Teachers Appreciation, I probably had a few sips of it just because I'm super grateful to even be thought of. And honestly, that meant so much to me, for them to even bring me a sweet tea. Like they actually had to use their money to buy me something. So I didn't want to be not ungrateful. I wanted to drink a little, but even drinking that, like I did not revert back to wanting my sweet tea 3 times a day anymore. So that's so watching my carb intake, I'm watching my sugar, loading up more on protein. And yeah, I got rid of my sweet tea. That sweet tea was a lot of sugar every week, every day, a lot of sugar every day. So my suggestion: write your daily goals, put them in order by priority, then focus on at least 80% completion. Is that really something? And I think I get so hard on myself, but I am going to start the daily goals. So next week, I'll try to incorporate some daily goals starting this week, but next week for certain, where's Barb? Next week for certain, it won't be just my weekly goals. I will work on my goals for Monday through Friday and what I plan to do, or Monday through or Sunday through Saturday. We'll be on Sunday and what we plan to do. But y'all head over to Angel. She's already on. Let me get I'm going to drop her link in case you guys want to hang out with her. If 10 is too much, to start with 5 minutes and work up to 5 minutes more. Then I think I'm going to push myself to do the 10 minutes. I'm going to push myself to do the 10 minutes so we can see. I think that surgery reset me because I feel more. At the time I didn't. I'm going to put Angel's link in the chat so we can go head over there. I feel like the surgery did like a reset on me, and just not just like my body, but also like my mindset. I think that's probably like the biggest impact that it had on me, and just to be a little more healthier. And nobody wants to go through pain, right? So, all right, y'all, this is Angel's live. I just put Angel's live in the chat. Head over to see her, and I will see you guys next week. Next week, I will be back on Sunday. If you have any topic that you want to discuss, just put that topic in the chat or in the comment area. Put that topic that you may want to discuss next week, and we're going to work on daily goals. You may want to do weekly goals or whatever, but I really need to be more specific and just get a hold of like my time. So that's it. I love you guys. I'll see you guys over at Angels. Thank you for hanging out with me. Later, y'all.